So, you don't have any presents for your loved ones. Well, I've got just the solution for you. This goes out to you, Mr. Foot. You are a loved one, and I have the perfect gift for you. And I will show others how they can make this gift. Simple as that. And of course, this gift is, kind of very specific to a certain kind of taste for a certain kind of people who like sour things. And today, we will be making pickles. I know, pickles? What? We're gonna be making them. Trust me, my friend, it's a lot easier than you think it is. Than Big Pickle wants you to think, alright? A lot easier. All you're gonna need for these pickles, because these pickles are not gonna be fermented pickles. They're not, true pickles to where we make a brine, throw in some cucumbers, wait 2 weeks, see what happens. There might be mold, might be yeast. Disgusting. We're not gonna go through that. I'm gonna show you a much more safer and more shelf-stable way to make pickles. Alright, all we're gonna need, of course, water. Tried and true, my favorite drink of all time. I recommend you try it. So we have water. Of course, your cucumbers, right? You also need fresh cucumbers, preferably, firm, hard cucumbers. Then you need your salt. This is pickling salt. You could use regular salt if you want. The only reason why I'm using pickling salt is because it lacks a certain chemical in it, and it makes the pickles more clear when they're in the jar. Speaking of jars, you need a mason jar, glass jar. It has to has an unused lid as well, like that. You see that? Unused. You need that. That's very important for one of the steps here. And of course, because this is in fact going to be a pickle, not like a real fermented pickle, we need vinegar. This is going to be your souring agent. It's literally just these 4 basic ingredients. This doesn't count because, think of a pickle. Think if there's a cucumber in here. Is all you need to make this pickle. Of course, we're going to throw in a few extra things. We're going to throw in a couple spices here. We don't want it to be a little bland. Maybe some peppers. Yeah, I like peppers in my pickles. All right, kind of why I make them in the first place. But I hope you enjoy. So, for your cucumbers, in order to prep them, what we're going to do is first you need to obtain your cucumbers. This should be pretty easy because most people sell cucumbers. They're not a specialty item. So I just went down to my local supermarket, my local grocer, and I grabbed these cucumbers. They're just generic. They just said cucumber, 79 cents a piece. Of course, when you get there, you want to inspect your cucumber. You want to make sure that there's no defects. This one has a little something. Shouldn't really matter in the end. You also make sure they're firm. You don't want anything soft, because if it's soft, well, when you end up, putting in the boiler and the little heater over here, it's going to be mushy. And you don't want that. You want firm, hard cucumbers. So in order to prep these, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top of our cucumber and the bottom. So this little nub right here is the flowering end of the cucumber. That's okay. We like that. However, at the end here, you see this is the bud. So it's kind of hard to tell when you're first doing this, but you'll get the hang of it at some point. What we're going to do is we're going to snip off maybe 1/8 of an inch right here. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to throw them in the salt bath. These right here are also from a local grocer. Pickling cucumbers. Their only difference, I think, is that they're smaller. As you can see here, clearly. These are a little bit more expensive at, I believe, $3.99 in total for the entire package. So it was $1 each, a little bit more expensive here. And I decided to get them today just to test out, see what happens. I believe these are just meant to be like just one full pickle at a time, one in the chamber, just expelling it out like that. But, we don't roll like that. All right, we like our spears. Some of you might not like that, but I don't like whole pickles. Alright, so in total we were able to fit 6 cups of water in here after some slicing and dicing, of course. So if the original recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup of salt for every 2 gallons of water, that means that you need 3/8 of a cup of salt for 1 gallon, which means that for half a gallon or 2 quarts, you would need 3/16 of a cup of salt. And for 1 quart, which is 1/4 of a gallon, you would need 3/32 of a cup of salt. But this is 6 cups, therefore it's 1.5 quarts. So we gotta add some change. So we need like 6/32 of a cup of salt. You know what? We're just gonna throw some salt in here. We're gonna see what happens. I think I did it. So, we gotta cut our pickles. So after letting our pickles sit in their nice little salt bath, hello little pickles, wakey wakey, time to be turned into pickles. I called you pickles, but that's okay. They're actually cucumbers, but wow! And look at this color already. I mean, I want to compare the footage earlier, but look at this. I feel like they're a lot more live, a lot more juicier, more plumper with the salt infiltrating. And I'm not really sure if there's an exact science to this. I believe the reason why I want to put it in this bath is because not only do we allow the salt to infiltrate the pickles, it might also break cell walls, is my guess. So I'm not really sure. They look a lot liver than they were before. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at our jars. So I believe these might be 2-cup mason jars. I prefer these. I prefer the open lid like this. I don't like the, like sprouted lid, because you can't really fit as many pickles in there. It's really up to you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab 1 slice of pickle or 1 piece of our cucumber, and we're gonna compare here. So if I were to put this entire thing whole right now, it would be able to fit, and we'd have enough space at the top here. So when you're making these kinds of pickles, right, you want to make sure you have enough headspace to allow some water, allow some air pockets up here. And when you do that, what happens is when you put it in the hot bath, right over there, when you put it in a hot bath, what's going to happen is imagine this filled up with water. That air, because it's placed in a hotter environment and heat expands, causes the gases to go up and leave, making this airtight, making it shelf stable. And that's what we're going to do here. So Matt, last time I remember, Mr. Foot, he liked his pickles in spears. I don't think he likes them chunky. So today I will be making a lot of spears. We want to pack these jam tight. But yeah, right here is a prime example. If I were to put this, it's not cut in the spear yet. If I were to cut this in here, look how close that is to the top. So if there is any air left in here, that is going to be exposed to the air, and you're going to get some weird discoloration, maybe some bacteria growth. I'm not really sure. So what we're going to do first, I should have tested first. We're actually going to cut it down maybe 1 inch or so. And does that fit better? Let's see here. A lot better. I like that a lot better. Kind of cut it weird though. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's okay. It's kind of a thick quarter right there, so we're gonna go even smaller. So I mean, yeah, it's really just a forgiving process making pickles. Like, you could literally do whatever you want. Like, you could turn these into, string. You could turn it into like your little slice wedges if you want. It really just is a process that doesn't really require much precision. Of course, you don't get something wrong, such as temperature. shape them kind of more. So that's what we do now. Shape them around, kind of thick, so cut down a bit, put some in there. And so simultaneously, I should put the spices now. We gotta go side down. Like I said, so when we come along later, I will try and show you what spices I'll put in. I usually put in dill, of course. Here we have organic dill. Should be good enough. I mean, you really could just make a pickle that only has dill and it'd be fine, I'll be honest with you. But that'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it? Kind of boring in my opinion. So that's why we're gonna spice it up with some allspice. You know, if I have any, I will try to fit in some mustard seed. Mustard seed would be pretty cool. I don't know if I have any though. Bay leaves as well. So another big thing, guys, making sure your pickles stay crunchy is a big thing. You don't want to eat mushy pickles. All right, that's kind of just disgusting. Mushy pickles means unhappy pickle eating. Unhappy pickle eating means general life depression, and depression leads to a lot of bad things, and we don't want that. So if you want to come in close here, we can kind of see the difference in these pickles. So this was the pickling cucumbers from the package, and these were the regular pickles, regular cucumbers from the store. I mean, just on the outside, you can see there's a color difference. I don't know, maybe these are exposed to the sun more. I'm not really sure. But if we look at the inside here, there's also a color difference as well. This is a little bit lighter, a little bit darker. The seeds as well. There's more seeds in here than there are here, which might affect structure. I'm no rocket scientist. I'm just a guy showing you how to make pickles. So we'll see what happens. Oh, I just realized. All right, another big thing is when you're testing things out, it's good to separate your pickles from this, especially when you're using different types of cucumbers. So luckily I haven't used any of the specialized cucumbers yet. So I'll do that now, and I'll put these here. Lovely, keep that on that side. I mean, some subtle segregation, but you know, that's okay. Kidding, that's not okay. That's a bad thing. But also, I've used these kinds of cucumbers before from the supermarket I go to, and I really just don't like the dimensions of them overall. I mean, look at that spear though. Wow, look at this spear. Come look at this. Look at that seedage. Wow. Wow, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So, although, you know, it does look quite nice on the inside, they're actually kind of a hassle to work with, and I don't really like that about them. When you get it like that, you know it's back. That's good. Oh, it's leaking juices. You know it's good. Actually, you know what? We'll try these now. See if we can tell the difference. This is the special pickling cucumber. Cameraman, please. Please try some, cameraman. Okay, cameraman, you're doing too much. Camera, stop. Hey, cut it out. You're doing too much. All right? They know what they're doing. What are you doing? My cameraman's making a very funny face right now. How does it taste, cameraman? Ooh! Try this one. That has more crunch. Concerning. Concerning. Yeah, right, Cameron? Yeah. More crunch.
More crunch. Also.
Whoa, hey. Whoa. Said you could talk, buddy. Yeah, what were you saying? No, please, tell me. Here. What do you think? Yeah.
They were both salty, and that freaked me out. But the second one was crunchy.
Thanks for input, cameraman. They are salty because they were in a salt bath. You didn't like that? That's good pickles. Good pickles. God. All right. And there we go. We've cut our cucumbers down. I already forget which one's which one. I think these ones were the specialized. These are the normal ones. So I would put their lids on now, but we are not done yet with throwing our spices in there. So a really basic spice you can use is garlic. So let's grab some garlic. Right? Garlic, I would say, is universally loved. Never really met a person who doesn't like garlic other than this one vampire guy I knew. But I think he was faking it because I'm pretty sure he was a real human. But you never know these days, honestly. So, I mean, obviously you want to remove the skin. Don't want the skin floating around. So just going to take our knife. I'm sure you've seen this move before. Just crack it like so. Just remove that skin. There we are, just like that. We're gonna remove the butt part here. I mean, I was taught to always remove it. I don't really know why. And that is our garlic right there. And so you could toss this thing in whole. I usually just toss it in whole because, I mean, I don't see why not. So I'm just gonna find a place to really just jam that guy in there. He'll add his flavor over time, not in the broth, which we're going to make shortly. This one got obliterated, that's okay. Toss this guy somewhere in there. And I generally like putting garlic in all of them. I think it's just a universal thing. Matt, I'm pretty sure likes this too. So Matt will be getting this. We'll be having all of these. Put garlic in. I don't know which ones to give him, however, so we'll have to just, see which the best one looks like and give him the best looking one, because he deserves the best. Last one, boom. And so interesting enough, if you leave these in here long enough, they do kind of change like a purplish color. Don't be alarmed. I don't think you should be alarmed. Because I've eaten them when they turned purple and they were fine for the most part. From here, I think that's everything we're gonna do for now. I'm then going to show you how to make the brine. So, to make this special brine for my good friend, Matt, what we got to do is we have to first start off with water. So we're first going to put 2 quarts of water into this nice little pot. Of course, you need a pot because we're going to bring this to a boil. 2 quarts of water. Then, our most important thing here, arguably, is our vinegar. So we want 5% acidity. That's 5%. So we're going to fill it up to about a quart. I mean, hopefully this fits. It probably will fit, I think, maybe, in this. This here, we'll see if not. Holy moly, we're taking it to the brim. Okay, it's okay, it's all right. Everything's all right, don't worry. It's just gonna be a problem when I have to bring it over there. I don't know why I'm showing you this here. We're gonna fill up a 1.5 quarts of vinegar. I didn't say how much, but 1.5 quarts. Before I put this in here, I'm gonna try to move it over there. We'll see what happens real quick. Ooh. Okay. This might be a bad idea. This might be a very bad idea, and I'm starting to regret it. It's okay. I'm trying to get on now. Just have to bring this to boil. I don't think it's gonna work. It's okay. That's okay. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Holy, this is a really bad idea. This is a really bad idea. This is terrible. It's okay. But like all things, cooking is trial and error, just like a lot of things in life. And so we will trial and error this. Even though I've done this like 4 times before. You think I learned my lesson? I have. Emergency ladle. If it looks like it's gonna boil over, which it won't. It's not gonna boil over. It's okay. What am I saying? Anyways, moving on. What we need: salt. You want half a cup of salt. So that's immediately going into here. Hopefully, this is such a bad idea. The things I do for you, Matt. The things I do.
Action.
I've made the executive decision to transfer this into this pot over here. So that is what we're going to do now, because seeing how this is expanding, you know, heat makes things expand, like it always does. We're going to transfer this very carefully into this bigger pot. Of what residue did not make it. That's okay. We're just gonna toss in some extra water. You know, this really is just a trial and error process after all. Try to get that all in there. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful transition. Like I said, trial and error. You know, you just got to think on the dome, on the dome here. Back to high. Perfect. We're in perfect shape. All right. Half a cup of sugar. Don't know why. I guess bread and butter pickles kind of do live on in every pickle if you really want to think about it that way, but that's okay. That goes in there. Lovely. And that's kind of all of our base things. I mean, we put in the sugar, we put in the salt, we put in the vinegar, we put in the water. I mean, that's good to go into one of these guys. Like, that's pretty much good to go. But that's kind of boring, right? We're making homemade, artisanal pickles from the heart, and we're giving them to loved ones. Matt. So, to show my love, I'm gonna get a little spicy. I know. So, of course, dill. What would life be without big dills? So we're gonna cut open our organic dill, and so there is a recipe. So I will link down the website that I used to get all this stuff from, or this recipe from. I will link down where it's from. It's from the University of Georgia. And so they did a really good job researching this. I'm pretty sure they put like some poor college kids through the ringer, probably had to make a thesis statement about this. So, you know, props to them. They did put down like a bunch of like ingredients and measurements, and I don't really care. I'm just gonna do whatever the hell I want. So we're just gonna throw in some like dill. You know what I mean? Like it's okay. Like it's okay. It's probably clean. It's probably clean. Honestly, we're not. It's packaged, so it's probably fine. If anything, it's a little more earthy taste to it, and make it more personal, and that's okay. Holy moly, that was a big piece. So we're just gonna do a good amount. We're not gonna put too much in here because we are gonna put more of this dill into the pickle jars themselves, just to make them look nice and fancy and really make it look like it's special. So we have that in there. They do also say they want you to use a spice bag to put this in. I don't have a spice bag, so I'm just gonna toss this in here. This right here is star anise. If you don't know what star anise is, don't mind the labeling. Fresh import, only for the best. Star anise is kind of this like very aromatic, star-looking spice. It's very peculiar. I like it, me personally. So toss a few in there. I'm sure Matt will like them as well. Just 2 because they are very strong. Then of course we have some mustard seeds. So mustard seeds really gonna get you kind of like that pungent taste here. It doesn't really smell like mush, but when it gets going, man, I'm telling you. So we're just gonna put in however much this is. I don't know what measurement this would be. Maybe a teaspoon, probably a little bit. Not too much though. That's too much, I feel like, but that's okay. Like I said, cooking, I believe, really is just about the feel. Because they say the greatest ingredient in cooking is love. So as long as you really mean it, I'm sure it'll taste fine, unless if it's burnt like shit. Next, we have cloves. That's right. I didn't even know these existed until I started making pickles, because I had no idea what they were. These have kind of more like a, I can almost say like a menthanol smell, like they're like kind of cool on the nose. Can't get enough. We're gonna put a couple in here though, because they're also quite strong. It's good enough for me. And then we're gonna put these back, because I feel like that's way too much. So yeah. Welcome. Oh, you want to? Oh, I'm sorry. You want to smell them? Here you go. Here you go, audience. Take a big fat whiff. She likes. She likes. All right. So there we go. In the meantime, while that's boiling, don't forget to stir. This spoon. You're gonna stir this up a bit. You might see it change color. We might not. Doesn't really matter. It's probably like wicked hot, but. So there's vinegar. That's the most prevailing thing I can taste. I do taste a little bit of the dill. Wow, you want to taste some? It's not that hot. Here, just. Yeah. Yeah. Pickly, right? I'm not putting that back in there. Did I put, wait, shit, I put that back in there. It's okay. Matt likes to taste my saliva anyways. So in the meantime, come over here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add this dill and some star anise to each individual piece, because I think it makes it look pretty, and it also probably maintains that taste in there. So just throw in like a whole dill. Make sure it kind of gets in there. Don't really want to floating on the top. Some whole dill. Just get all of that in there. All that goodness. Pretty fresh, pretty pungent. Dill pickles, man. I mean, they make the world go round, really. Now, the stem, they say, actually has some medicinal purposes. So you can ground this up in a tea, or you can even chew on it. I lied. But it doesn't taste bad. You could also throw in some star anise. You know, I personally don't think we need too much, so we'll just cut it up a little bit here and there. Maybe one will get a big star anise hit. Yeah. Really break it up. I mean, you kind of want, like, I wish I could put in the entire star anise, because it does look very pretty when it's floating around in there, but it's just too strong, I found in the past, so we will not be doing that. Last but not least, peppers. Now these are dried chili peppers. They are quite spicy. They pack quite a punch. And so that is why I will be only putting them in one of them. Matt does not like spicy too much, I believe. He does have a decent spice tolerance, but I don't really want to, you know, cause him great bodily harm, because, you know, above that. So we're only going to put like 3 of these in here. 3 of those in there. If you want to see what it looks like, it's literally just a dried pepper. I don't know what to tell you. So do that one in there. That'll be one spicy one. And then these are some homegrown Taiwanese chili peppers, I believe. So these are Chinese chili peppers. Those are gonna be Taiwanese chili peppers. So I mean, I know, which is better? Who knows? Here they are, not fully dried yet. They're just left to dry. They're probably not going to be as spicy, so I think I'll just toss one maybe into here. Toss another one. That's what they look like, by the way. Toss another one into, oh my god, just exploded into there. And we'll do one more, just cause. Boom, perfect. Now lastly, you'd also throw in some cloves and garlic seed in there as well. We'll just do that real quick. Make it all look festive, all happy. The great thing about dill is it kind of looks like pine leaf. So, I mean, you can kind of like get away with saying, this is festive. You know, it's fine. It goes with the time. It goes with the time. Like I said, just feeling salt out. You can't really go too wrong with this because a lot of these spices aren't very strong, except the star anise and cloves. So you should kind of hold off on those. Bay leaves. Very important. Very important. You should get bay leaves. Why? Because they contain tannins. This allows the pickles to stay firm. So that is why they are so important. So we're only going to put like maybe 1 or 2 pieces in each jar, because you don't really need to go crazy. They don't have to be like crunchy as hell till they break your tooth off. Of course, that one doesn't really fit in all the way. You don't know what bay leaf looks like? It looks like the leaf you'd find like off of any old tree. I don't really know what's special about them, except that they might be from the bay. Who knows? That's a big piece. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, don't be afraid to have these guys packed, right? These cucumbers don't mind sharing close quarters. I should know. Oh, okay, that one's flying. This one has a shaker. I don't know how you're going to shake the babies. This over here is very important. So when you do fill your jars up, there will be some air gaps within the pickles between each cucumber. So you're going to use this tool to pretty much dig in there and get all the air bubbles out so you don't have them any trapped. Because, you know, ultimately the point is to get them out of here. So that's what we're going to do. Yep, perfume. Oh, I can smell that through the mask. That is pure fumes. Yeah, wow. It's going to knock a horse down. What we're going to do is we're going to very carefully try to pour this in. Spilling some, that's okay. There we go. So you can clearly see, right? It doesn't take a lot. You know, it doesn't take a lot to fill this because we really went all out on the. And I'm gonna stop there because I don't think we did any more, but I might come back to that one. All right, and there we go. We can let the brine cool off. Now is you could let it cool down, but we just got to make sure there are no air bubbles. I don't think there will be any air bubbles at all because of how tightly packed I got these guys. This form of canning, really simple. All we're gonna do is we've created, come here, just a big hot water bath, essentially. So what's gonna happen is I'm going to put the cans in here, and like I said earlier, heat will expand and cause the water, the brine inside the pickle jars to expand. And when this happens, air will release from the top, because we're not gonna screw it on too tight, we'll release from the top and create an airtight seal. So let's lid these guys. Care of my lids. You want to make sure you don't use reused lids because God forbid you do and you don't get an airtight seal and things get ugly. Go. Perfect. Grab these guys. we're not going to screw them on too tight, okay? Just enough for these to remain mounted, holding tight, but we're not going to do too tight. Just enough. Or they say 2-finger tight, they say. That's what they say. Or finger seal is the correct terminology. So, but I have pretty strong fingers, so I have to get a little bit lighter than, average people in the bath. This is our jar holder. Jar goes here. You hold on to it. This tool is not very expensive. I got this from a kit, so I don't really got to worry too much. So you want to grab like so, and let's get one more. Temperature probably fine. That's all right. Put tight. In it goes. You could already see air leaving. You see that? You could already see air leaving from the jar. All right, so we placed all of our little guys in. You can see, look at that, air being released from the cans, and that's exactly what we wanted. So we want this temperature to be around 180 to 185 about, but we can have some grace. There may be some grace, that's okay. You mainly want to keep that temperature because that temperature will kill most known bacteria, or most food bacteria at that rate. And you don't want to go over 185 because you end up cooking your cucumbers too much and they become soft. And no bueno. No bueno. So that's pretty much it for now. All right, so we've allowed these things to cook for about 30 minutes now, give or take, and we never really broke 185 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's perfect. So now, all we're gonna do is open it up, and as you'll see, there is another can in there. So with the excess fluid, I actually went off camera. Yeah, I know, guys. I went mining off camera, and I got a lot of diamonds. That's pretty much what happened. I made carrots. We'll leave them a little bit longer. It's hot. A little bit longer though. So we're gonna use the same tools, literally, just extract these out. And oh my god. Look at the difference in color here. It's insane. And so these are really hot, so we're just gonna leave them here to air cool. I'm just gonna grab all of them. And so we'll be able to check out the headspace in a moment here. Wow, yeah, you can see right here, this garlic. Look at this, the garlic's like blue. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my god. Getting all kinds of crazy looking colors here. And so once the tops dry off, I will end up marketing them, showing which is which, because I will eventually forget. Also, I will date them, because dating is very important. And was spilled hot water on me, because dating them is also very important, so you know how long they've been on the shelf. All right, and so all we gotta do next is allow these to cool down. We'll mark them, and they're good to go. So pickles are really just this easy to make, guys. This probably took me about a grand total of 3 hours in total, I want to say. I did allow that time for the pickles to marinate inside the brine, and so in the meantime, I had some dinner, really enjoyed myself, relaxed, and then I got back to work, of course. And so yeah, this is a gift that will definitely surprise your significant other. Matt, I hope you love this a lot, because I like pickles and whatnot, and I decided to take the time to do this. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised with these pickles. They're quite nice. This might be one of my better works, but we'll have to see. hopefully by the time you're seeing this, you'll be having a wonderful party, and I hope you'll be enjoying yourself, and you make the right choice to allow this video to exist and for you to enjoy my pickles instead of taking the easier way out. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot from this. I hope you learned that you yourself have the power to become a pickler just like me. Like I said, guys, have a happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, and get to pickling.